Hello everyone, it's DA here. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you are doing fantastic. Today we are going to be making a DPS build that will be viable now and in TU10. This is not a rifle build, but rather an assault rifle build capable of breezing your way through high level content, solo and within a group. I will show and explain why I utilized every single item within this build. I will also explain the playstyle component that surrounds it and give you some alternatives if you don't have any pieces within this build. This setup is able to achieve DPS values between 10 million and 26 million DPS. With that said, let's get into it. This is a build curated for people who want the high damage but not the conventional methods. You want the engagement but not the high risk from conventional means. This is why we're not using rifles and LMGs within this setup. It will limit the creativity we share if we run the same thing. So this build is making use of one Fenris piece, one Providence piece, 3 striker pieces, and an exotic, which is going to be the Coyote's mask. If you don't have the Coyote's mask, then feel free to use a Providence piece or maybe a Grouper piece, whatever piece you find comfortable with. And for the weapons, I am using the CTAR-21 or the named version, and I'm also using a Marine Super 90 shotgun. The specialization for this build is Sharpshooter, and the skills are the Revive Hive for getting myself back up and the Healing Drone for healing myself. Now with that out of the way, let's get to the breakdowns. DPS is directly tied to the RPM or rounds per minute in a lot of weapons. A high RPM means we get more damage in every single second. So this is the reason why I decided to use a 3-piece striker piece, because I want that high RPM. Now this 3-piece is a great thing because in Title Update 10, the weapon handling stat will also get a major improvement. They will feel better, reload faster, become more stable, and they will also become more accurate. And as most of you already know, weapon handling is another thing that improves DPS within the game, so that combined with the 15% fire rate is also giving us a long-lasting build. I also decided to roll some critical stats on the pieces for obvious reasons. I put in a lot of critical chance on there to bump up the crit chance, and then I slotted in 1 critical damage to balance things out. Next, I decided to use a Fenris piece on the chest, and I used Intimidate talent as my other damage boost. Now I'm sure a lot of you are probably wondering, why are you using Intimidate instead of Glass Cannon or Focus? Because that's what a lot of people use. Glass Cannon amplifies the damage you take only to give you 25 and 30% damage boost. Focus gives you a high percentage buff, but it also causes you to have tunnel vision, which can be detrimental in solo runs. Also, an 8x scope on an assault rifle is really not the go-to move, so you guys can see why we're using Intimidate talent instead of Focus or Glass Cannon. Intimidate also works because it gives you 35% bonus damage to enemies within 10 meters whenever you have bonus armor. So how do you get bonus armor? Well, this is where that first synergy comes in. This synergizes well with the cover mechanic from Sharpshooter specialization and the Coyote's mask pack instinct. Every time you get into cover, Sharpshooter automatically gives you bonus armor. And if the bonus armor is destroyed, you can just change cover or switch out of that cover and get back into it again, and it will refresh and give you the bonus armor again. And as far as pack instinct goes, it serves as a substitute for whenever enemies get out of that 10-meter range, and that bonus 10 crit chance and 10 crit damage is just spectacular. It's incredible to have in the back of your pocket as well. So what about the backpack talent? Since this is a cover shooter, talents like Vigilance come with no risk at all. The bonus damage is just perfect, especially when you have perfect Vigilance. Now, once you have all these basics out of the way, this is where you want to make that decision to use a certain mod or substitute with something else. I started with weapons. I modded them for stability and accuracy. Then I added some critical chance to those weapons. My goal is to push the crit chance to somewhere around 50%, and I intended to get the other 10% from the Coyote's mask whenever the rage requirement is met. But I will also say this, if you feel like you don't have enough crit chance, use a crit chance mod in your slots. That is going to be one of the best decisions you will ever make when it comes to this build. So why CTAR-21 and Marine Super 90? The CTAR, or the named version, is a very capable gun to begin with. It has a very high RPM, high damage, great stability, and a very high accuracy. Another good news about it is that this weapon is set to get a 6.2% buff in TU10. Now, when it comes to the Marine Super 90, this is a shotgun that deals high impact damage and is very great from medium to close range. Because I'm getting that RPM boost from the striker sets, I'm also able to get those quick shots and those quick bursts of damage in. That is a really beautiful thing that you want to look for when it comes to any build in general. And as a token of good news, the Super 90 is also getting a 23.2% buff in Title Update 10. The direction of this build was to make sure everything counts, every single talent, every single mod, even down to the specialization. For example, Sharpshooter specialization helps you with accuracy, target reacquisition, and gives you some stability as well. So those are things that you want to look at. The synergies are just so important. And now we're able to deal our own share of hurt within the game. This build is a whole new beginning. Mix things up, throw in different pieces, make miracles happen, create your own masterpiece, create something that you know you're going to love, enjoy, and feel great about afterwards. Anyways, thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you found it informative. I'll see you in the next one.